and I think it's true anyway, that we come from a royal background, and therefore we must always remain royal. That was my sister Beryl. She didn't want all this, and she'll tell you,
You get what I mean? I get it, because, and you get it? Are you getting it, you people? Yeah, that's Auntie B for you. She taught us impeccable English. She taught us to read. I read the first comic books when I was in standard 4. There was Dandy, there was Bino, there was Handicap, there was Tintin. You know, anyone of you can remember those. Then she put us into James Hadley Chase, which are some novels. And she loved reading, she loved novels. She loved us to know. She taught me how to use my fork and knife and to put it properly. And she taught me a lot, and she taught all of us. We all lived with her in Zimbabwe. My brother died, and she took up my brother, the third born, Agola. She took up Agola's children and Agola's wife and took them to Zimbabwe. This is so shameful. So shameful of our leaders. This is wrong. Completely wrong.
Niombe sote tuketi ili tuendelee na ratiba. Niombe asante. Niombe sote tuliosimama tusalie kuketi, na niwakumbushe kwamba tuko kwa ibada ya wakfu. Wewe ulio na vuvuzela na hiyo bango, huyo kijana aweke chini. Utaweka chini. Sisi tumekuja hapa kuomboleza, na hiyo ndio itafanyika hapa. Ninaomba sasa tumpatie nafasi aliyekuwa anatuzungumzia anapoendelea hapa. Kama nilivyopanga, maafisa walio na sare rasmi ya serikali peke yake, wengine wote walinzi na wasaidizi bukae nje ya hema, na itifaki hiyo ifuatwe kikamilifu. Nikuombe kwa unyenyekevu, Mheshimiwa Ruth Odinga, uendelee na hotuba yako. Samahani.
Hello? We can't even continue. It is unfair to come and do this kind of thing. My sister was so peaceful. She would have loved to have a peaceful funeral. My fellow colleagues, my fellow politicians, this is an embarrassment. It is not right. Haya, niendelee. My sister was the first woman in the independent Zimbabwe and first black to become the town clerk in the third largest city called Mutare. You can imagine how hard it was working that time when they were still just independents, and most of those blacks there wanted themselves to become the clerks. And so they gave her a hard time, but being a tough lady, she managed to work there, and later, as Dr. Salia said, went on to work in Chitungwiza, the largest high-density urban settlement in Zimbabwe. Beryl was very staunch. She was a tough lawyer. She worked, and even up to her death, she was in the Nairobi. She was at the red chairman of the railway pension scheme. Then, followed by that, Beryl became the Athi Water chair, and now she was the chair of the Nairobi Water. Beryl is a strong lady, and a strong lady. My son, Papa, when you talk, you never, told people you are my son. That is my last born son. Anaitwa Papa Odinga huyo. Owachona na wach dholuo matin. Udwa na wach dholuo. Udaku wach na dholuo mahero mongo ni yawa. Awachonu ni Beryl Achieng Odinga nokani. Ne nyalo Odinga mathuon kabisa. Ene molwa kinyi wenwa mabende thuon. Awach ni dalani okaneno ng'amok thuon. Jite ewaluo koth baba to kata mama we notegno. Beryl ni osetiyo kae kanotieko dhi otiyo Zimbabwe. Ene dhako manokuongo bedo town clerk e Zimbabwe mane bang' independence. Koro ae kanotieko kuno to duogo. Beryl ne jahera. Wante wanosome tie Beryl. Makata mine nyakani gi joma wan godo kae wan wate wasome tie Beryl. Beryl noko ng'amwero koko, miya kwa jogi nowego koko, giyewa ik Beryl, gihera, giluoro manohero. To Beryl ne giherrego wadgi ma Raila. Mahera manyogin go gi Raila, kata an gi nyamera makinyi, kanyo watuoe, nwach watuo Beryl, an manyasebedo katuo Beryl, atuoe matere India, aduogo kode Kenya, adoga tere India kendo machiegni ni, majuo kode manyotho e lweta. To nyotho komor, na nyotho kapodo smile. Nyoko dwa tho, to nyotegno gi chunye no to nyako mathuon. Nyoko wadwa neno ni tho nyore. To en nyako manotegno, to bawgik, nyocho sechako dhi maber manyocho dhi kada Zimbabwe. To kane waduogo ma wayudo kamane Raila tho, to nowacho, wan gi nyamera makinyi, kiawa, Beryl motamre ibago Raila ni. Moko ni wan wawacho ng'amo kia nothono. Nwacheno monego tho ni kia wakang' nobudhi kapok oluwo wadgi. To mane kako timore, oluwo wadgi, wageno nobobedo kode e achiel. To adwa mon kapok atieko, tang'isu ni wan joma ne nitie Zimbabwe. Mane Beryl opuonjo Zimbabwe wang'eny. Kata an ang'e taura, nobona kutaura Shona Maningi ga nobona kutaura. Now I see Mimi only. I want us to sing because Beryl loves singing. Nino kiwacho gimara mora. Onge gima dhi more kodhi e lo. Kawa wero ne wera chieng' manohero. Omiyo nyithindo ma Zimbabwe ringuru ka piyo. Joma nodak Zimbabwe kwau. Biuru ka wino kreaturu piyo. Daka chiel. Adwa nwa wer ne wera chiel. Ta weru gima chiek no sang'eny. Letane uru. Okay. Aya, magi gini kwae Beryl, yuochene wan go kaka katabu, wan gi oche ka mag Beryl, wadwa mana wada wada Achieng nodak Zimbabwe kakone kagi yudo independence. Koro ne wan during what you call Chimurenga. Kata an Edgar Tekere ne luonga ni Chimbido mana en nyako mar jawo. Koro wadwa wero wer moro. To ubo keto mana badu malo kama kwa wer. Iluonge ni Wana Baba. Haya, 1, 2, 3. Anto duanda chalo marogwa, tadi 10. Wana Baba. Wana Baba, Wana Baba, Wana Mai. Wana Nezwa. Nema Bunu. Zino nifungisha musha. Wakanaka we Zimbabwe.
Our next speaker, she walked into our meeting room and then she told me, Nera, do you know that 1 + 1 is 2? I said, yes, I do know 1 + 1 is 2. And do you also know that I'm a scientist? I said, yes, I do know you're a scientist. Do you also know that 1 + 1 is not 11? I said, yes. So you also do know I'm not a politician? I said, yes, I do know you're not a politician. So she said, my sister's funeral committee must be run like clockwork. And she said, everything to the T, you must dot them. Yes, and you cross the T's. Karibu, Dr. Weno. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I wasn't sure whom you are talking to. Whom you are talking about until you called my name. I thought that was someone else, but it is okay. I won't say very much because I already spoke about Beryl just the other day in church, but I was very surprised that so many people approached me telling me that they would have liked to hear a little bit more about Beryl's earlier life. And the person who can do that is none other than myself, because we grew up together. And I think you probably know, our father Jaramogi had a special name for all of us. Oburu was called Onzugu, Raila was called Alualuya, Agola was called Wow. I was called Nyaginera or Dodi. She was called Handi or Woodwahanda. Odima was Dimesi, Osawe, Sefji or Woodagot, and then Abiambo was Nyakamami. Oburu and Raila and Agola, most of them, if not all, during the early days used to call themselves Owadga Kinyi, and that irritated Achieng. It was not because of any love that those people had for me, but it was because I was bullyable. Whereas she had a very strong character, and if they sent her, she would just tell them, go yourself, go and do it yourself. And even if your mother beat her, she wouldn't cry. Until my mother got so angry and said, this child has got no respect for me, because when a parent beats you, you know you are supposed to cry. But Beryl will tell me that I have decided next time she beats me, I will not cry. And then she wouldn't. You know, she had that sense of justice or injustice. If there was any injustice against her, she would stand up against it. And you know, she's the only one who would stand up against my father. People feared my father, but she would stand up and tell him no. When Gola and I were... First of all, let me say that when we were small, we had our special language. To sneak to school, we would go and hide, take our clothes the night before from our mother's wardrobe, hide it under our bed, which we were sharing, and then in the morning we'd put on those clothes, run to school. And then after no time at all, we'd see my mother coming, and immediately we see her walking to school, we would be wailing, the school would come to a standstill because of the wailing. But we knew very well that she would find us, she would come for us, but we would still do it anyway. Eventually, my mother gave up and allowed us to continue going to school uninterrupted. I always admired the way she would stand up to our big brothers, Oburu, Raila, and Agola. But like I said, that was the reason why, because I was so mild, they were bullying me, so then they started calling themselves Akinyi's brother, and people thought because they loved me, Oburu, I knew your secrets. So there's one time my father brought us from Kisumu to Bondo during the holidays so that we could pick cotton. Those days, this area used to grow cotton. And we couldn't imagine that now we are sophisticated girls and we are being taken to Bondo to pick cotton, while other girls would be talking about having gone to movies during the holidays, and us, we would be talking about picking cotton. So my father left us, went back because he was to travel to Nairobi. But Oburu had come on holiday with Dr. Achieng. I saw him here. We didn't tell them that we are supposed to stay here. When they were going back to Kisumu, we went back with them. When my father came back and found us in Kisumu, what we went through, I will tell you about it next year. So then one time, let me talk about how Beryl and I planned to confront my father about his strictness. When now we felt we are girls, we wanted to date. And so he was not allowing us to go out with boys. In fact, if you went to town, you had to come back for lunch. Even if you went at 12, at 1 o'clock, you have to be home. Otherwise, you have to tell him, where did you eat lunch? And if you went in the evening, by 7 latest, you must be back home. So we decided we will go and confront him and ask him to start treating us like adults. And we agreed that because Achieng was braver, she's the one who would start and then I will join. When we went to my father's bedroom and he got up and was shocked to see us because that was a first. So he asked us, what is it? We said, we want to talk to you. Then he started looking at us. What is it? We got so intimidated and scared. We all kept quiet. Then in the end, he looked at Achieng and Achieng said, we want you to treat us as adults. That is completely different from what we had agreed. Because he did not believe that we would be wanting now to go out with men that his daughters are now old enough to want to date. And a lot of men do that. They date other people's daughters. But it never occurs to them that their own daughters can also want to date. I think that is very true. So my little sister Diambo was a big nuisance to us. Because when we were in Kisumu, we would lie to my mother that we are going to visit our girlfriends to study. But then we were going to a place called Hippo Point. There was something called Boogie, and there was a live band. So whenever, after we have gone, Adhiambo would go to my mother and say, they are lying to you. They have gone to dance at Hippo Point. And my mother had binoculars. So she would they'd go to the balcony, direct the binoculars to the lakeside where we were. And then Adhiambo would be pointing out, you see, that's Akinyi, the one booging so hard. The one Achieng liked Sukusu. There's a dance called Sukusu that time. That's Achieng dancing sukusu. Then by the time we came back home, we thought that we are looking, like people who have been working so hard, we have been studying, only to run straight into trouble. Abiambo, I think you owe us an apology. Beryl, like I've said, is one of those people who could stand up to my father and say no. So my elder brother, Gola, joined Nairobi School. I went to Kenya High School for my higher, but then Nairobi School was called Prince of Wales those days. And then my father said, no, what are people going to say about me that I have been preaching about culture and my children are going to Wazungu schools? So Beryl should go to Nyamira. I have never seen that type of war. My sister, Beryl, told him, why should I be the one to learn Luo culture? Was Luo culture created for me? I refuse. He brought her here briefly, but she fought him until he removed her after only a short while. Yeah, so, and then another time, maybe I should stop there. I just want to say that Beryl was a professional, serious one. I went to visit her in Zimbabwe one time when she was CEO of Chichungwiza. And at that time, she was under 30 years old. But when we reached there, everybody rushed to the car, opened the car door for her. They took their briefcase, they were saluting her, calling her boss. And they are walking very fast to the office like a real boss. And here was our older sister wearing some very simple jeans. I could not tell them that I am the older sister, but I will tell you another day how I handled that situation, but not now. I know there have been a lot of speculation about let me also say what Adiamo said, that Beryl loved her family. She loved her family. We could have our own difference, she and me. But if you attack me, she would immediately change and go for your neck. So there's one time that a con man came and cheated me that he was, some famous musician and was calling me out of money. And then we tricked him. By the time I found out, we tricked him. And he went to an office, and unluckily for him, he found Beryl there. So Beryl told him, you landed in my hands. Yeah, you have been trying to call my sister. I'm a lawyer. I'm going to arrest you, take you to prison. And Kenya, there are no prisons. You have a very good body. You are going to be made a woman in prison. The guy started crying. By the time I reached there, his eyes were red. He was crying, and Beryl, I wanted to sympathize with the guy. Beryl said, no, if you are interfering, we will lock you up in another room. Me and Amondi, my friend Amondi, who is even inside here, are going to deal with, we'll lock you somewhere. I will come back, and me and Amondi, we will deal with this man. The man was crying tears. So that was Beryl for you. So finally, there's something I forgot to say during Raila's funeral. So let me say it, please. Let me say there's something I wanted to say. Oh, another politician is coming, and they will drown me out. Let me finish by saying that I always believe
Kindly proceed, Daktari.
So I wanted to say during Raila's funeral that, first of all, when Corona struck, please people, you are spoiling my sister's funeral. Some of us are not even politicians, and politicians, I really want to plead with you. If you know that your people are going to disrupt functions, why don't you come early? I think your people are not being fair. So anyway, what I wanted to say during Raila's funeral, that after Corona, there have been so many deaths, so many sudden deaths, people just falling dead, and especially because of blood clot. And I just wanted to request the researchers, Kemri and all medical researchers, to please do research and find out if there's any relationship between corona or the long-term effects of corona, because I still believe that corona has something to do with the sudden surge of people dropping dead. Finally, there's been an outpouring of love and sympathy towards our family from all over the world for what we have experienced the last 2 months. My mother had 9 children. 2 months ago, we were left 5. Now we are only 3. There were 6 boys and 3 girls. So somehow the boys used to die, but the girls have been strong. So Beryl's the first sister now to die. And I want to thank you all, because I had always prayed and prayed that please, when I looked at them, because I love all of them, and I love them equally, even in their differences. And I was always hoping that if one of us is to die before the other, it should be me. But that didn't happen. That was my wish as a human being, but God planned differently. And we are all going to go. Me, I cannot break down. I cannot break down because I have to be strong for Beryl's family. I'm now, all of us now, Auma, Chizi, Taurai, and their children, we, Dr. Buru, myself, Adhiambo, and all the others, we are there for you. You are not orphans. Even if you need just a shoulder to lean, to cry on, we are there for you. We are there to support you. So I know there's been a lot of support prayers for us, and you feel it. But then there are also the negatives. Beryl and Raila had something in common. They would get angry very quickly, but forget equally quickly. So if you said anything negative in social media or anything, don't feel guilty. They have long forgiven you, and therefore even us as a family, we have forgiven you. We have no grudge. Rest in peace be. At Israel.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tabu, sir, very, very briefly, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Beryl Achieng Odinga. First and foremost, I'm the area MCA. I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you, protocol observed. I want to welcome everybody who took his time or her time to come and omboleza with us. As a politician, before I say anything, I want to express my disappointment. Really, what has happened here is not fair to the Odinga family. More especially that we are mourning today a second member of the family in less than 2 months. I believe or I suspect, because what I saw here is not normal. There is no way. In case anybody paid somebody to come and cheer when he or she is entering, when we are mourning Auntie Beryl, the darling of our hearts, really, it is cheap of you. It is desperate of you. I'm talking as a politician. When it reaches to that point where you have to bribe people to shangilia you when you are walking in, know that it is not, you are not popular. You are just desperate and cheap. shame on you. And in case you know you didn't do it, hello? My name is Tabu Osewe, as I've said. I am a sister-in-law to Beryl in the sense that I am Beryl's young brother's widow. Apart from that, I want everybody to know that my husband has been late for the last 26 years. Out of those 26 years, I lived with Beryl 13 years. In less than 2 months, as the Odingas, we've lost 2 precious souls. 2 most generous people in our family. And I must say, they were the most loved in our family. So we are tired as the Odinga family. We are exhausted. We are devastated. But when we saw you streaming in here, we got strength that you had come to condole with us. I'm just going to acknowledge a few people. I'm not going to talk about Auntie Beryl and I, because this will mean me being here up to tomorrow. My family members, they know what I mean. I lived with Auntie Beryl for about 13 years. When she first saw me, when she first met me, she liked me. She took me to Zimbabwe, and I could go to Zimbabwe often. I won't enter that. Let me just acknowledge. I have my sisters here who are equally very close to Beryl. Just wave where you are. I have my brother Nicholas. Please wave where you are. My 2 children, I have 2 children. I have my firstborn son, Samor Odinga, and Ayuak. Samor and Ayuak lived with Beryl in Zimbabwe in their early years. They are now in the US. They couldn't afford, or rather they couldn't manage.
Who felt lost between too many choices, there is one place where all paths meet. Gemma, or mirror-like meditation AI that speaks over 100 languages, connects you to the essence of what you need right at this moment. YouTube, blog, 24-hour Zoom meditation, the site for the Platinum Sutra Day Edition, Rom Cradle or Volunteer Network in India. Gemma, one portal, many paths. Start your resonance now. Just scan the QR code or click the link below.
Shamwari. Wana wenu wose waripanapa nasi. Mkoma Lawrence na Mrora wedu waripanapa. Lawrence, just wave where you are. These are from Zimbabwe. Famba iza kanaka Shamwari yangu. Tozo kuonana tete wangu. Tozo kuonae. Mwari ndiye anezuiwa Shamwari yangu. Ko tatenda sterek mai taurai. Taurai anozara zakanaka. Tozo kuonana futi. Maitabasa tete wangu. Thank you so much, Tinotenda. Just one more, please. It is always good to appreciate. Auntie Adhiambo, thank you, Nyakamami. India have become your second home. You took Beryl to India 3 times. You were there when Baba left us. You never got tired. Beryl passed away in your hands. Thank you, Nyakamami. Thank you very much. Thank you, all the Odinga family. Thank you very much. As I said, I'm an MCA. My speaker is here. I know you'll be called later. Jojo Kode and all MCAs from Siaya or anywhere, Kenya, please feel appreciated. Thank you, Min Ping. Thank you, Auntie Wenwa. Dr. Buru, God is going to give you strength. Thank you, my governor. You are always there for us, the Odingas. Keep it up. God will bless you. Thank you, everybody. Asanteni sana. Maitabasa Sterek. Magiongele, Gresongile, wherever you are, Harare team. Feel appreciated. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Tabu. She told me she was going to take a minute, but Governor Wanga si mnajijua mkichukua hii kitu bas. I had a very, very able member of my committee, Ami Perez Ambala. Honorable Amy, hapana yeye ona namna hiyo. She's very tough. You know, she'd walk into those meetings and what's happening? What's happening? Thank you so much, Amy. Amy is Beryl's eldest daughter, eldest child actually. Thank you so much, Beryl, for having Amy. Karibu.
Amoso uduto. Nyasaye ber. Sechete. It's taken me about 10 days, only finishing yesterday, to put into words what I want to condense about my mother and try and make it as short as possible, even though I know I have so many memories. But I just wrote something down which makes it easier for me to be able to talk without me getting too overwhelmed. So if you'll bear with me. All protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. We are here today to honor my mother, a formidable woman and the anchor of my life. My mother carried us as a single mother after my father passed away. In Zimbabwe, she put us in private schools, determined that her children would have the best. She built businesses, a restaurant, Roots of Africa. When she opened that restaurant, she made me her project manager at just the age of 19. Together we searched for cast iron plates to give it the feel of carnival, chose plants, furniture, and materials. Now that I am forced to look back on those moments, they were not just about building a restaurant, they were about building me. My mother worked hard. We have homes in Zimbabwe and Kenya due to her sheer hard work. She was strict and protective. She would chase boyfriends down the road with knives, true story, determined to raise us with dignity and discipline. She did not entertain boyfriend distractions, but she was also very comical. She made jokes all the time, told stories about everything, and taught us our history. I used to tell her that she should have been a comedian instead of a lawyer. Yet even in her legal work, she had her wit. She would always say, I can tie you in litigation for years, if she felt someone was testing her or trying her. Her love and concern for her children was boundless. When I got a job at Deloitte, she didn't quite believe it at first, and she thought I wouldn't enjoy working there because I hated maths. But she still sent her driving school driver to take me to and from work every single day. Earlier this year, after I'd come from seeing my mom, one evening at the hospital where she had been admitted, I fell breaking my leg and had to be admitted in the same hospital. Immediately, she was informed that I too was admitted in the same hospital. She had the staff wheel her bed to my room just to be near me. Ironically, for some reason, Mom was deeply upset about my predicament, trying to understand it. And she said, whoever is trying to kill me, leave my child alone. Don't touch my children, deal with me. That was her love, fierce and protective, and unconditional.
After that, I was with her every day until I left the hospital. I thank the Nairobi County Assembly and the entire leadership for Nairobi County for always understanding the fact that whenever I was not available in the assembly, it was because I was with my mom. She was my best friend. She traveled with me everywhere. Anywhere she could take me, she went with me. We went to Turkey, we went to Israel, we went to Mombasa, we went to Zimbabwe, we went to Dubai, to name but a few. She stayed with me in Joburg, spending long periods of time with me and her first granddaughter. She always enjoyed Joburg, and I loved spending that time with her because I loved the fact that I could take care of her for a change. There's a day that we were on a call, and I told her that I'd be going to meet some friends in Soweto for a party. And Mom was like, Auma, there's no way you're going to Soweto. Soweto's dangerous. Go back home. You're not driving to Soweto. And I said, okay, Mom, no problem, I'll go home. But of course I didn't, because I was a rebel. And Mom knew I was a rebel. I guess we both had our own streak of rebelness. I would always challenge her, and she challenged me too. I don't know if that's what she loved most about me, but I know she loved me. That challenging characteristic of hers reminds me of an incident during my grandfather's funeral, where I overheard Uncle Oburu saying to Uncle Raila, Adwani mondilos nagi nyathi machiengni. Nyathi machiengni ochaya kabisa. I laughed at this, how this disciplinarian could be called Nyathi. We would laugh about it for years. When I relocated back to Kenya and I couldn't find a job, she gave me a job as a PA. She forgave endlessly, even when I personally didn't deem it to be fit for that person. In that respect, she was very much like Baba. She fought for me in politics. When people tried to push me out of the nomination list, she stood firm. When someone questioned if I was even a member of ODM, she retorted, what party would she belong to if she's not a member of ODM? She called my uncle many times on this matter, reminding him of how hard I worked in the trenches of the presidential campaigns. She believed in my capabilities and gave me confidence, strength, and courage. Without her, I would not be an MCA. My mother was beautiful, eloquent, and brilliant. She wrote with power, spoke with authority, and lived with grace. Our command of the English language is all down to her instilling a love of reading in us. She was private, proud, and strong, never wanting anyone to see her down. During the last month of her life, sometimes it felt like we were alone. Auntie Ruth, thank you so much for being an older sister and aunt rolled into one. Especially since Uncle Raila had also gone. I know that there's people who are angry with me for not allowing them to see my mom in her state. As I've said, my mom was proud and private. She did not want anyone to see her down. And her brother's death broke her. They had this weird brother-sister relationship that only they understood. They would laugh and quarrel often, but never for long periods. They never held a grudge with each other. There's a day we went to my uncle's house and she was talking to him about some issue. But they didn't agree on it, so he shouted at her and stormed off with his quick, characteristic fast pace. Mom was upset at him and said to me, how dare he embarrass me in front of my child? How dare he? About 20 minutes later, he came back downstairs. They started laughing as if nothing had happened. They managed to resolve the matter. Their love and chemistry was hard to comprehend. It was unbreakable. His death hurt her badly. Definitely, Uncle Raila must have asked in shock, why have you followed me here, as my sister said the other day. I hope they're happy over yonder as they enjoy themselves. I'm hurting, and I'm in so much pain. And I don't know if I'll ever get over this. And I probably won't. But I know that when my mom was going, I think she knew she was going. It just hurts me because I feel like she didn't give me enough time to say goodbye to her. And I know that sounds selfish. But I really felt I should have gotten time. Now the biggest part of my heart is gone. I miss her deeply. I miss not having anyone to talk to like that. I panic at the fact that I need to carry on with life without her there. Because if anything, she should have gone, I should have gone first. She was my anchor, my person, my heart.
but I ask for grace because I have children, and they too are mourning their grandmother. To my sister Chizi and Taurai, Mom raised us to be strong. It's time now for us to raise her high and make her prouder of us than she already was. To the special trio who stood as a strong pillar to the family, Benta, Wasonga, and Beatrice, I extend my deepest thank you for your devotion and kindness that made Mom's days brighter and comfortable. To Fred Omone from Nairobi Water, thank you for treating Mom with respect and dignity, and by extension me. To Fred Olima, my PA, who was more of a PA to my mother, thank you very much, Fred. To her team of doctors at Nairobi West, Dr. Prakash, Dr. Vishnu, Dr. Ben, Professor C.F. Otieno, together with the hospital staff and the 360 Care nursing service that assisted us when she went home. We are profoundly grateful. Your dedication and unwavering spirit carried us through some really tough times. To the funeral committee led by Edwin Ngonga, and especially Millicent Okach, baby, thank you for everything you have done to give Mom a beautiful send-off and allowing us to begin our journey of mourning. And to all of you near or far who have walked this journey with us, prayed for us, been there for us financially, I want to say thank you, a big, big thank you. May you all be blessed. Erokaman. Rest in peace, Mom. When we meet again, we're going to have many conversations. But until then, I carry your love, your lessons, and your strength within me. Nengikwe Nyarkangu.
Chin up. Keep your chin up. That was my mother's resounding cry through anything and everything. Nothing is so bad that you cannot stand tall and brave and proud. This new reality, Mom, awinja katekna, okanyal kata loso kodi, okanyal kata nyero kodi. But I'll keep the jokes, Mom. I'll keep them. And Chengma Chopokono Wabronyero. Death, the great leveler, has tried to cow us. Death has tried to break us. It has tried to make us fall. But what made Beryl Odinga strong, what made Raila Odinga strong, was the ability to rise up time and time again against any and all adversity. Our family has gone through a lot, but we are not out. Those values that death has tried to take away, by taking away the people who embodied them, know that they run deep within us. They led by example. They led by example of resilience and the value of reinvention. And the only way we will keep their memories alive is by embodying those values. My mom would have wanted us to all keep fighting. We are all susceptible to death, but do not go gentle into that good night. While you are here, fight for yourself. Fight for the people that you love. Fight for what you believe in. Chunguru mategno. So when you see us as a family, don't think that bad things don't happen to us. The last 2 months has shown the country and indeed the world that the family can go through difficulty. But what the world will see from here is that we can stand tall again. Not just my family, but all of us. That we can all be strong again, and we can all be brave again, and we can all rise again. As my mom always said, a luta continua. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to take a minute to acknowledge my brother from the Ambala side, Odhiambo Ambala, is sitting right there. And so whatever discussions that I had about where my mom is being laid, there's a representative of the Ambala home. I just wanted people to know that.
God is good, and all the time. Yeah, hey. As I look at all the people in this room, wow. Hey, I don't even have the words to tell you how Mom would feel if she knew that all of you showed up just to come and see her. I know what she's probably thinking wherever she is, that, no, this is not what I need right now. No, I don't need this. But she'll probably have that same big smile on her face, and I'll be saying to her, Mom, you know very well this is what you wanted.
I did it!
Make their day even more special. Be home your way. Send money from the UK to over 10 African countries with the best exchange rates at zero transfer fee, delivered in minutes. Download Lemfi today.
From Mom. As I think everybody knows, Mom used to like to have a big voice. So she used to always be shouting, hey, wasonga, enango, wadi yawa, hey. And Wasonga used to always, but when Mom got sick, Wasonga was the one who used to cry. And he was always there praying with Benta and Beatrice. So I'd really like to acknowledge them for their contribution. And please, I just want to let them know that we're really going to take care of you even though Mom is not around. We promise that as a family. Me personally, I want to say, Mom was not just, I said this before, she was not just a mom to us. She was a mom to everyone. She loved everyone. She gave people all over, she gave herself to people all over the world. And that's the one thing I'm going to miss about her. And that's the one thing that she taught me. And that's the one thing that I'm going to give to everyone else. I'm going to miss you, Mom. I'm going to miss you so, so much. But I'm going to stay strong for you. And I'm going to carry on your name. I'm going to miss you. And thank you for everything, Mom. And I would like to acknowledge her two grandchildren, Noah and Zaria, sitting over there, the ones that she loved so much. Noah used to just love going to his grandmother's house because he knew that he would be getting sweets. So he used to just walk into his grandmother's house like a boss all the time. And then just walk in there and he would be really, really happy with a smile, knowing today I'm going to get some sweets. But they had a very special relationship, and I'm sure he's also going to miss her as well. Thank you. Could I please call the Odinga family to come and speak on behalf?
This is my husband. I'd just like to introduce him to everybody, Brian Hallam. We've been together for many years. I won't tell you how many years because that will give away my age. So that's my husband, and he just wrote a tribute for my mom, so he just wanted to read it.
Okay. Good afternoon. I don't know if anybody knows, but Mum loved writing poetry, and this is why I've dedicated this poem to her. She walked this earth a smiling face, a steady hand, a tender heart. No fanfare marked the love she gave, for kindness was her finest grace. She was my mum away from home, a calm, familiar place to be. With gentleness in all she did, she made a space that welcomed me. She seemed not to fear a thing and shout at me when it was due. She raised her voice to set me right, and honesty I knew was true. Her generosity ran so deep, she'd meet me and without a thought, here's something for your pocket, a simple kindness never sought. So now we hold Mum in our hearts, her kindness carried, never gone. For every soul she lifted up, her spirit quietly living on. Rest now, Mum, in perfect peace. Your journey ended, your pain all gone. Rest in peace until we meet, and I can call you Mum once more. Rest in peace, Mum. Thank you.
Sorry, Arabura. Amoso uduto no saore. Osaore kendo. Gakora ni luongan Joja Miso Denyo. Anja Gemiala. Anja Kakwany. Oman gokani ja oti luongon Florence Okotho Denyo. Nyaweyo Makagwa. Kane Jaramogi Odinga. Mochunge dira ni mawoda maduong miluongo ne Dr. Meshak Ohiro Denyo. Wan kamoro no gem go Tregea. Wasewu koro sani wadak kamon Maliera. An wod Kakwany. Mama Eda nyaka Kwany. Mano nyamera. Mano auntie mar Dr. Meshak. And mano auntie mar jaod Torai. Ma en wod Beryl matin. Kijana ma oa loso ka. Koro an e nyawand Beryl. And I've known Beryl for very many years. Beryl was my classmate at the University of Nairobi in the year 1973. Beryl was enrolled in the School of Economics, but after a semester she left for the School of Law. So we shared classes for one semester. And we were from Maranda, Shimulatewa, and Beryl was from Kenya High. So we were on the other side of life, and they were on the other side of life, but we went well, very well. Now it has been said that Beryl was not a politician. I want to tell you that Beryl was a politician who was in the back doors. Our student leader, Honorable James Orengo, those years, Jaduong Orengo Pokwanene for many years. This was our student leader, 73, 74, 75, I think. And wherever Orengo was out there with us on the streets, Beryl was the one mobilizing the women group, the box. And she made sure that all those policemen who are always trying to rape or raped women students, she was the one who was in charge. She was the one who was organizing everything. So I knew Beryl as a very active but a smooth politician operator. And I want that to be recorded. Beryl was very active when Orengo, you remember the Jorgensen days, the Dean of the Faculty of Architecture and Design. The Danish wanted to keep that profession for themselves. They were failing everybody. Kenyans, nobody, or if anything, just a few would pass. And this was the time when Honorable Orengo sprang into action, and his actions led into the Jorgensen man being chased away. It also opened the engineering department where Africans were not being allowed. The whites wanted to monopolize all those faculties. So, Bwana Orengo poda paro wechego. And I've always told people, you people don't know Orengo. Ask us, those who are with Orengo those years, and we'll tell you what happened. Then followed the J.M. Kariuki murder. That was hell itself. So Beryl was very active in all these fronts, and she was a good politician. Fast forward, Beryl went her way, I went my way to do other things. But one afternoon, my daughter comes around Brenda and tells me, I've met a man whom I'm dating, and he's called Torai, and he's the Odinga family. So I asked, who is this man who is in Odinga family, and who is the mother? He said, Beryl. I told her, but Beryl was my classmate year back. Can you give me her number so that we can talk? She gave me Beryl's number. We talked, and all was excitement. Beryl organized for a date. We met at 3D restaurant in Kileleshwa, and we talked and talked of those old days. The beauty of it all again is that Senator Oburu here was my work colleague at the Treasury. By that time, Senator Oburu had been transferred to Coast, and he was the Coast Provincial Planning Officer. And whenever we went to Coast to monitor the projects he was implementing there, he was really very welcoming. And maybe Raila did the Thika Road. I want you to know that all those projects which were going on at the coast during that time, it's Oburu who initiated them. I have in mind Ramise Sugar. I have in mind cashew nuts, but Mayor, you may not know this. I knew your dad was there those days. Makupa Causeway was modernized, and the Likoni Ferry was also modernized. Those days there were canoe crossing over from the island to Likoni, the other side. And that's when Oburu did the Mtwapa Bridge to the World Bank and got it built. So these people meant a lot to me. Now thereafter, we managed a lot of things, and I'm told my time is over. Beryl was very loving. Whenever she went out, she gave us gifts, and we are very happy. Maybe Madam can take another 1 minute and say something. There were certain things they were confiding with Beryl, which I may not be very familiar with. Madam Odenyo, this Dr. Florence Odenyo, Nyar Jaduong Okoth Wanjari.
God is good all the times, and that is his nature. Mzee osewacho gik monyalo wacho. I may say one or two things about Beryl. Beryl was my good friend. We could go out together. And one time, Beryl gave me an assignment. I was supposed to get Beryl a piece of land, and I got it around Miguena Primary School. That was land which was 10 acres. So Beryl told me she wanted somewhere near the lakeside where she could feel the breeze. Then we went to Kapio, Bangladesh. I got 20 acres. Then Beryl was supposed to do the search. I gave Beryl copies of the title deeds. Then she said she had some boys in Kisumu who could do this. And from there, I think she started feeling unwell, so we could not continue. And I want just pray God to put her soul in internal peace, and I release Nyawana to rest well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'll not take long because we are pressed for time. Mine is just here to say goodbye to Mama. We are going to miss you. And we have also my brothers who are seated somewhere around there. Maybe Maurice, you can just stand up and wave because we are 5 brothers and 1 sister. Brenda is our only sister. So we want to tell the family pole sana for what has happened. We are all with you and we are going to move forward together with Taurai. Otherwise, thank you and goodbye, Mom. We are going to miss you.
As I'm completing my gratitude to my committee, I want to appreciate Odalo, who was the chair of Resource Mobilization Committee. I'm sure there may not be enough time, but thank you very much for having ably chaired the committee together with Oscar Moke, who I'm sure is also here. Thank you so much for ably participating in that committee. Taurai, thank you so much for your valuable time. You are always there. Thank you so much for having been there. Chizi, thank you so much for having attended our meetings. Asante sana for the invaluable time. Now, as I conclude, yangu imekwisha sasa. I want to invite Dr. Anna Oburu. I want to invite Dr. Anna Oburu, tafadhali. Tafadhali. And then from here, it's above my pay grade. Sasa yangu as the chair, kwisha.
Good afternoon, everybody. Mine is just to say thank you for coming to celebrate the life of my sister-in-law, Beryl. Beryl was like a daughter in my house. And she was always smiling. Before you see her, you'll just see her smile. That is what I want to remember always. What I can say is, I pray, let peace reign in this family. And let peace reign in Kenya and all the surrounding places, please. I saw people doing some things here which are not good. We should give fear that there's a God in heaven who rules the earth. And we should fear God. And when they are praying, we should listen at what the priest is saying. Even if you don't believe it, but at least be attentive. Let Kenya come together. And remember that your brother, the one beside you, is your friend. Or if he's your enemy, but God will provide you with a way forward. I just want to say farewell for Beryl Omore. I called her Omore because before you see her, they smile only. So I say, peace, my sister, my daughter. Thank you. I will always remember her smiling. Thank you for coming, and when you go back, may God take you back safely to your places. That's what I ask in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Thank you, Ma'am. I have pleaded with the church to allow us a bit of time. We were supposed to conclude at precisely 1 p.m. We have agreed with Father for an extension of 30 minutes. So all the other speakers, we will share 30 minutes. With the guidance of the family, all pronouncements to be made here, strictly in accordance with the occasion. We are here to condole with the family. Any other pronouncements are not for this engagement. Niwaombeni kwa lugha tukufu ya Kiswahili, hitifaki niliyopewa na familia, mazungumzo yote yatakayofanyika hapa yawe ya kuomboleza. Nimuombe ninapomkaribisha spika wa bunge la gatuzi la Siaya kutambua viongozi wa bunge za gatuzi mbalimbali zilizo hapa, nitambue wafuatao: Profesa Larry Gumbe, mwenyekiti wa NUPEA, asante. Engineer Joseph Kamau, mkurugenzi mkuu Athiwata, asante. Tuko na CECs kutoka serikali ya Nairobi wakiongozwa na ndugu Ibrahim Auma, vile vile Oscar Omoke. Tuko na viongozi wa gatuzi hilo kama mlivyotajiwa, mwenyekiti wa kamati ya bajeti. Ndugu, karibu.
To the Catholic Church who have honored us today as we send off Mom, to Beryl's family, to the entire larger Odinga family, to the party leadership, I start by acknowledging my party leader, my Senator, Dr. Beryl Odinga, the political leadership led by the Wiper party leader, and a classmate of Mama Beryl, and all mourners. In respecting time, allow me to use this opportunity first and foremost as the leader of the host county assembly to welcome you home. Thank you for finding time to mourn with us and have a minute to celebrate life well lived by our sister. I want to acknowledge all members of county assemblies from across the country. Will you be upstanding for acknowledgement? Tafadhali nyinyi wote wakilishi wodi kutoka nchi mzima, tafadhali msimame ili tujue uwepo wenu hapa. Makofi kwao tafadhali. As I do that, I'm also cognizant of the fact that those county assemblies, some are here, which have in a special way interacted with Beryl or the bigger family. And therefore I start with the County Assembly of Nairobi, which has shown grace to Beryl, the departed sister of ours, and her daughter. Nairobi County Assembly, if you're there, I know your speaker is here, Ken Yes, Kondondi, na all MCS, thank you so much. Whatever you did to make sure that Beryl worked in that county, may God bless you. And I heard her daughter also acknowledge that you used to give her chance. Allow me further to also acknowledge the County Assembly of Mombasa. I know that sister-in-law to Beryl also works in that county. So if there are members of County Assembly from Mombasa, wherever you are, and even if you're not there, we thank you for giving our sister a chance to work with you. Siaya County Assembly members, would you be upstanding? I acknowledge you because for one of us, Honorable Tabo Sewe, Trufosa works with you, and Trufosa receives special greetings from our colleagues and sympathies to you. We urge God to give you strength at this trying moment. Siaya County Assembly, we don't leave behind Dr. Beryl Odinga, who is not just our party leader, but also our senator, with whom we interact very closely. Siaya County Assembly, remember, we host Mama Menpiny pole sana. Before the dust has settled, you are at it again. May God give you energy, strength, compassion, and when the crowd or we ick you or make you sad, please forgive us. It is human, but indeed we respect you. On behalf of all the mourners, we apologize for causing this family any pain. And with those many remarks, allow me to say that may God rest Mama's soul and eternal peace. At the same time, may the spirits of our party leader, Raila Odinga, keep hovering amidst us. May God help you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I did notice the majority whip in the Nairobi Assembly, which was very dear to Beryl, Mheshimiwa Ogeto, and his deputy, Stazo Mungala. Thank you very much. Allow me to acknowledge the presence of a former minister, and we used to call him Simba wa Nairobi, Fred Omulo Kangumu Gumo, former member of parliament for Westlands. Without much ado, allow me to invite the area member of parliament to come along with the whip in the National Assembly. The whip will acknowledge all the members, and the area member of parliament will welcome us in his constituency. You're welcome. Bwana MP, the whip is faster. Okay.
From my side, I'm going to be extremely brief. And the basis of this is basically to welcome and to thank you and to appreciate all of you, each one of you, our friends from various corners of the country, leadership of different categories. What you are doing to us as the bigger family of Jaramogi is the best that you can do for us. Your presence and your being with us. We really appreciate this. Beryl, in her quiet life, Beryl was very, very purposive and extremely friendly. May the good Lord rest her soul in eternal peace. To my colleague members of parliament, karibuni sana, asanteni sana. I think the rest of the bit of what is to be done, our leader, and I think that's the protocol that we've attained so far, our leader takes care of the rest. Asanteni sana.
God is good, and all the time. Nyasaye ber, seche duto. On my own behalf, and on behalf of the people of Suba North, I bring my condolences to the family of the Odinga family. I wish to indicate, and you will excuse me for those who don't understand Luo, because we want to save time, that I'll say some of these things in Luo. I wish to indicate ni Beryl ne nyieka. Awinjo ka ji wacho wach Zimbabwe, an chi Zimbabwe. Omiyo Beryl ne nyieka. Omiyo an abiro yuago nyieka, jo Zimbabwe mobiro ka, ng'euru ni amba chung' kodu motegno. Tadwa chako wacho kendo ni kata kane baba dhiga Zimbabwe, nojakaowa gi Beryl, wadhi kode ndalo mane odhi chungi osiepne mane osenindo, mane Prime Minister ne wadhi gi Beryl, ene nyako motegno kako nyisuno. Adwa chako wacho kendo ni Beryl en migogo wadwa. Ka in migogo ka ting'e badi. Wagogni untie. Wagone baba Raila Odinga ni po kata kopo ni in migogo to ok nitiere kaminya yudo maber. Babo nyiso wayo, omiyo jothurwa, ambe yo Beryl ni, ema luwo Rusinga direct. Jothurwa, hallelujah! Hallelujah! Awinjo ka wagogni oyie koda. In ka podi pingo wa mano wachni. Yena uru, kendo ka biro ka, tabiro kaka relative mag Joko Odinga. Ang'eni ji mang'eny ok ong'eyo wachno, to an kata kachako siasa na. The first day mana declare na chung kaka mbunge ne jakom Raila Odinga gi jodalagi nobire gweng'wa kolo Kanyala Rusinga Island yuago min Brian Weke, Brian Nyakwara, to chi yankune otede gweng'wa Rusinga Island. Na winjo kowuoyo ka iluongo na Koth. Omiyo an relative e dala ka. Omiyo abiro be kaka relative. Achaka biro kako osiep kendo ng'ama ne baba Raila Amolo Odinga omako lwete moting'o malo. Tabiro yuago Beryl be kako osiepna. Uyiena mondo awegi kanyo. Erokamano, adwa mana wacho kapok alando wabunge mobiro ka, jothurwa adwa wacho ni yien maduong' kogore piny, win nyaka renge. Win nyaka renge. Lakini thuon dhi duogo. Kik waring mit wachwe. Omiyo mwaneno go kik buogu, be kik ket chunyu timore gore koni gi koni. Yien maduong' kogore piny, win nyaka tim ang'o? Nyaka kere. To winy kato kere. To gibo tim ang'o? Thuon kik chwe odhi. Nyaka wapar odwa nikech baba nowenwa ot maduong' me en ang'o? En ang'o? Omiyo wachung'uru motegno gi ot mane baba wewa. Ae mogik, onge ringo onge dok chien. Mogik adwa wacho ne wan kaka jotelo. Ni kata ka pod wafuyo wamanyo kamwa bete, wiwa kik wil gi jopiny. Wachikitwa, wawinyi jopiny wacho nang'o, to wawuothuru gi jopiny. Wanyaringo matek to wayudo kwasedhi Tanganyika to jopiny pod ni bondo. Awacho koso kawacho. Chikuru itu mondo wawinj gima jopiny dwaro. Seche moko gima dwaro ok gima japiny dwaro. To kwadwa ni mondo wadhi mwachop Kanan kama jakom Raila Amolo Odinga notero wa. Wadhi nikech Raila Amolo Odinga ne winjo jopiny. Wachikitwa uru mondo jowawinj jopiny dwaro mondo wawuoth gi jopiny. E nying Ruoth Yesu. Yena uru mondo aluongi. For those who are not here, like my brother Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, in translation, all I've said is we welcome you in Bondo in the name of Jesus Christ. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Let me acknowledge the honorable members who are with us today. We are here with the chairman of Dual, Matiana Niana Motelo ne MPs Magjo Luo, Aputwa Morokacha, Ebunge, Honorable Dr. Nyikal, Member of Parliament for Seme, Uruake. We were here. The senators, you will excuse me if I disabuse the protocol because your names are here. Honorable Senator Beatrice Ogola, nominated MP from Homa Bay. Honorable Ajoy Ben Soda, Opugunya Songo, woman representative for Homa Bay County. Uruake Kosokuruake. Honorable Aladwa, MP Makadara. Honorable Mawade, MP Maemba Kasi. Mkamba munge wachodoluo maliji. Honorable, the area member of Parliament, Oselanu Honorable Chanda. Togiana Milo Gesa, the bad girl, Beanka. Honorable Elisha Odhiambo, Member of Parliament Game. Honorable Mwalimu Orero, Member of Parliament Kibra. Honorable Joshua Ron, Kisumu Central. Deputy Party Leader, Senator Osotsi Vihiga. Honorable Adumo Wur Nyakach. We no bena ye non in the class ni kechenenja class ato wenyako maber kamade. Honorable Eva Obara, Kabondo Kasepol, degree Kichwa moja degree 6. Hallelujah. Honorable Shakil Shabed, Wonomogo, Member of Parliament Kisumu East. Senator Moses Kajwang, Senator Oseso, Homa Bay County. Honorable Benziba Kisauni. Honorable Badi from Jomvu. The youngest Gen Z in town, Honorable Boyd Were. Chude, chude. Chude, chude. Aya. Aya, 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 aya. Wamama hai. Aya. Honorable Member of Parliament of Embakasi, Honorable Babu Owino. Hello? Then finally. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Wamama hai. Vijana he. Mogik. Honorable, the latest also Member of Parliament from Ugunja, Honorable Moses Omondi Ranere. Is there any other member that I may have left out? Honorable Manodonga Wene family, but Honorable Winnie Odinga, Member of Parliament, Yala, Nyathi Baba. May Beryl's soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you, Whip. Jothurwa. Karwini kanyo dongudwa mede chumbi. Awinjo. Allow me to acknowledge the presence of a very good friend of our beloved leader, His Excellency Engineer Dr. Raila Odinga. He has come all the way from India, Mr. Rahul Koka. Wherever you are, kindly, sir. Mr. Rahul. Mr. Rahul, wherever you are, sir. Thank you. He has made a trip all the way from India to condole with us. Mheshimiwa Kajwang Moses, kindly, on behalf of senators.
To the church that has given us an opportunity to speak today, because this is still a church function. So I want to thank the Catholic Church and the leaders of the other denominations. I've seen the Vicar Nyamira Parish and the other religious leaders. To the nuclear family of our beloved sister Beryl and the children Chizi, Ami and Raila Jr. To the extended family, the Jaramogi family, led by our party leader Oburu Oginga and Mama Ida Minpiny. We have come back again to pray with you and stand with you. We wish we could keep coming in happier times. We have hoped over the years that we could come here for grand celebrations, but God has planned that we come back after 40 days for this kind of function. May the Lord strengthen you. May the Lord wipe your tears. You as a family, you have carried the burden of this nation. When Beryl gets a public appointment, she is not seen as an advocate or a professional. She's seen as the daughter of Jaramogi. When any other person, Dr. Kinyiwenwa, and any other member of this family, including Winnie, when she gets an appointment to go to the East Africa Legislative Assembly, it is seen from the prism of nepotism, rather than from the fact that they are competent, that they are accomplished, and they are citizens of this country who also deserve to hold public office. I am sure that the sweat, the blood and tears that you have cried as a family will not go in vain. Mama Beryl has been described by many, and I think in their tribute, she has been described as extremely beautiful.
And I've read in the eulogy that she was a classmate to Kalonzo Musyoka. And I hope that Kalonzo Musyoka will explain to us why she let go of such a beautiful woman. And is coming back here on the day of her funeral. But Vice President Kalonzo, some of us are quite happy to see you. You see, many people have said things that Raila told them. But there's one thing Raila also told us about Kalonzo Musyoka. He told us not to scandalize, not to attack, and not to antagonize Kalonzo Musyoka. And that is why, in the Senate, the deputy leader of minority in the Senate is still Senator Enoch Wambua, a member of Wiper. In the National Assembly, the deputy leader of minority is still the Honorable Mbui, a member of Wiper. Your Excellency, I hope today you will also tell us what you had planned with Raila. Because inaonekana kuna kitu mlikuwa mmepanga. Sisi hatuna ubaya na wewe mheshimiwa, and perhaps we only fear some of the friends that you keep. But otherwise, as a person, you are not a bad person. Adwani arwak senators manka, toka poka arwakogi, to yena uru awache wach moro gi dholuo. Awachi koso kikawachi. Jaduong' Oburu gi min piny yiena awach niya, mae sa moganda wa kaka joluo nyaka wabed motang', nyaka wabed mariek, nyaka wabed mochich. Nyoro ne watieko siasa Kasipul gi Ugunja, ma wa confirm ni Kaluo ka juogi mar Raila gi Jaramogi pod wuothe kindwa, ma wa confirm no ganda luo duto te odgi en chama miluongo ni ODM. Ne wa confirm no ganda luo duto te luo Oburu Oginga kaka party leader marwa e ODM. Toka koro watieko wechego, Your Excellency party leader, aneno ka nyawawa moro koro dwaringe kor piny ka. Nyawawa moro dwaringe kor piny ka. Gik moko nitie makikore, matuodore, matuomore. Ok wadwa koko Kaluo. Waneno ni jok moko ng'anyo koni, jok moko ng'anyo kocha, jok moko ng'anyo kocha, ni manyo kingpin ma Kaluo. To kingpin ma Kaluo manade to ka Jaramogi ka pod ji nitie. Kingpin manade to Oburu Oginga ni ka. Kingpin manade to min piny pod ngima. En kingpin mane to Junior gi Winnie gi joka Jaramogi pod ni ka. Ing'eyo ni kata le mane nam kare riek molowa. Enam kacha iyudo kanyang odak gi rao kendo odak gi rech. To wato Kaluo ka jowa moko dwa chalo mbuta, madwa chamo gik moko te magiromo go. E siasa wa, e chama wa mar ODM ka, wan wang'eyo kuma baba nowewae, William Ruto bende nigi joge, wami ng'ato ka ng'ato luor, mondo kopo ni kata debe ni wane nam, nyang' odag kore, rao odag kore, rech bende odag kore. We atieki gimoro achiel to kwabiyie ni oganda Luo Jaramogi noriwo mobedo gimoro achiel. Cultural leadership mar Luo ni e lwet ker mar Luo miluongo n'Odungi Randa. Awinjo ni giluongo bura moro loka wakocha. Nigidwa pogo Kaluo ni South Nyanza gi Central siasa machon mane Jaramogi nosetieko Kaluo. Mano to wakwero kendo wakwedo. Mang'ata ng'ata maoro gi. Wawacho ni setani ashindu. Senator Beatrice Ogola ni ka. Owacho no fuaya. To an bende gi jatenda ka. Ma deputy party leader mar ODM. Senator Mavi Higa. Kapoko biro. Your Excellency party leader Akelo apologies Magomera, Honorable TJ Kajwang, Honorable Otienda Molo, Honorable Eddie Okech, Wabunge mang'eny nodhi Kampala for Yala Games. Emomiyo gibiro ka. Senator Osotsi, Deputy Party Leader.
Hello. The family of Jaramogi, led by our party leader, Oburu Odinga, the church, and all the mourners. Hamjambo. Ebu salamia mimi kwa hewa. Asante sana. Aya, najua mnauliza kwa nini Kajonga ameniita. It's because us in the Senate, we have our own protocol. We are only invited by a fellow colleague. And that's why Moses has invited me. I want to start by passing my own condolence and my family to the entire Jaramogi's family for the loss of this beautiful soul, Madam Beryl Odinga. And I also want to deliver a message of condolences from a number of our leaders who are not able to come here. Senator for Nairobi, Senator Edwin Sifuna, has delivered his condolence through me. He was not able to come, but Yeye is a friend of this family, and he has said pole to Dr. Oburu, pole to Mama Aida, and the entire family. I also have condolences from the CS Wycliffe Oparanya, who is burying 10 people who died in an accident in Kakamega. And then I also have an apology, condolence from Deputy Party Leader, my colleague, Governor Kisi Simba Arati. Mmepokea salamu ya Simba? So mine is very brief. I know Beryl has suffered for a long time. And we used to hear about her suffering when our party leader was still alive. And we thought that maybe she will go ahead of Raila. But God's plan is different. She went after Raila Amolo Odinga. So we just want to say, pole to the family. I know God will be with you. This is a trying moment, but stand firm. God is with you. Mambo ingine, I want to say this. Just picking up on what Senator Moses has said, that many are saying a lot of things about ODM, about the future of ODM. We are hearing a lot of talk about where ODM stands. I had a friend of ours saying that ODM has become too weak, that we have no chance in Nairobi. I've heard others say that now because Baba is not there, they are going to invade our territories, a hostile takeover. I want to tell those people today that we may look weak because we are still mourning our party leader. We have a shock of losing our party leader, but ODM is still strong. Na usione simba amenyeshewa ukafikiria ni paka. We are strong. After all this, we will sit down, we will talk, we will reorganize, and ODM forever will remain the party of the people of Kenya. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Thank you, Mwami Nyasaya Kulinde. Allow me to acknowledge the presence of our friends who have supported us from the Equity Bank, led by Cynthia, Tony Mukundi, Martin Adipo, Nixon Seko, and a former schoolmate of mine, the MD, Moses Nyabanda, has been very helpful. Allow me to invite the Cabinet Secretary for Energy and Petroleum Affairs, to acknowledge all officials, CSs and PSs, and officials of the national government. Welcome, sir.
Hi. The family of Beryl, the family, the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga family kwa jumla, viongozi, watabaka mbalimbali, wakiwemo governors, chairman of ODM, Governor Gladys Wanga, mwenyekiti au kiongozi wa chama cha Wiper, Mheshimiwa His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, mwenyekiti au kiongozi wa chama cha DAP, Mheshimiwa Eugene Wamalwa, na viongozi wote na wananchi watukufu. Hamjambo. I will be very brief. I just want to say that on my own behalf and on behalf of the national government, we bring our condolences to Beryl's family and indeed the greater Jaramogi Oginga Odinga family. I am aware that the party leader, Dr. Oburu Oginga, who is also our senator in Siaya, has had a conversation with His Excellency the President, and His Excellency the President is obviously mourning with you. Let me say this. Family Mar Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, one Kakajo Luo, we owe you a lot. Jinyalo uoya. Tojiko ng'eyo kama piny ni oae. Gi kama entie kod kama onego dhiye. Wan thurwa ka. All political pilgrimage end up at Jaramogi Oginga Odinga family. Mano ok bi rumo sani, ok bi rumo kiny, ok bi rumo rueja. Onjore uru. Kendo adwa wacho ni kayande Baba Raila Odinga, who was my foremost mentor politically speaking, kayande owewa prematurely. Luckily enough, Dr. Oburu Oginga took over the leadership of ODM. Wadwaro mondo Dr. Oburu Oginga omilwor mare makende. Omiye koso kikimiye. Mondo tawa kwa dhi mbele kucho. Togi maduong' ahinya katieko. Nikech ana represent national government. Gima wadwaro thurwaka is unity of purpose. The only lasting tribute we can pay to Baba Raila Odinga and now Beryl Odinga, his sister, is for us to remain united. First as a people, secondly as a party, and finally as a country. We have no option but to do that. That is the only way we shall cement the legacy of Baba and now his sister Beryl. Minpin Mama Ida Odinga, we salute you for your continued mentorship. We owe you a lot, and we continue praying for you, having known what you are going through. Katieko, Adwaro Mondo, wach mar gwendruok koko mang'eny matimre thurwa ka obed maonge. Wadhi mbele ka wariwore kanyakla kaka joluo mondo wachop kama onego wachope lek mane Baba dwaro. Ka watiyo e sirikal mar President William Samoei Ruto. Erokamano ahinya.
Kindly, CS, may I seek your indulgence to acknowledge the other officials of national government. Thank you, sir.
I have been asked to acknowledge all the national government officials who are here, and I will do exactly that. We have my own sister, the Cabinet Secretary for the East Africa Community and Regional Cooperation, Mheshimiwa Beatrice Askul, all the way from Turkana. Ndio huyo. Vile vile tunaye
Principal Secretary wa State Department of Medical Services, Daktari Oumo Luga ako pale. Vile vile tunaye Principal Secretary anayesimamia masuala ya East Africa Community, Mheshimiwa Caroline Karugu ako pale. Tunaye Senior Advisor at the office of the President, and our own son here, Mheshimiwa Joe Oaka Ager, yuko hapa. Tunaye Commissioner wa Commission on Revenue Allocation, Daktari Jalango Midiwo. He's here with his brother, Professor Gweno Midiwo, and they are also family members of the Jaramogis. Wao na machache, asanteni. Muendelee. Nani amebaki? Oh, sorry. Tunaye Principal Secretary wa Youth Affairs, State Department for Youth Affairs, Mheshimiwa Fikirini Jacobs, all the way from Kilifi County. Vile vile tunaye Special or Senior Advisor in the Economic Council at the office of the President, Daktari Sylvester Kasuku. Haya, asanteni.
Thank you, CS. CS Uduno Tobetinye Neokawe. Without much ado, allow me to invite the good governor of Siaya County, His Excellency Senior Counsel, James Agre Orengo.
Ero kamana henya, asanteni sana, the family of Beryl Odinga and the larger Odinga family, led by the party leader, Dr. Buru Oginga, and Min Ping, Dr. Ida Odinga. All the leadership of political parties who are here, led by Dr. Kalonzo Musyoka, Senior Counsel, and our party leaders who are here. The deputy party leader has been introduced, Mheshimiwa Sosi, and we have our deputy party leader from Mombasa, Ambassador Amnasir, and the chairman of the party, Nyasona. Higher. And Governor Ochila Yako, I've been given the responsibility of now conducting the final phase of speeches, and permit me to invite the governor from Migori,
Echi Ochila Yako. Karibu sana. Nyasaye ber, to seche duto, Mungu yu mwema, na kila wakati. Asante sana kwa watu wa Siaya, na sana familia ya Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, ikiongozwa na party leader wetu na Mama Aida, His Excellency the party leader of Wiper Party, Dr. Kalonzo Musyoka, mawaziri wale wako hapa, ndugu yangu Wamalwa kijana, Nyawang'aya party leader na kila mtu, hamjambo? Halo? Erokamano. Watu wa kanisa, msiwe na wasiwasi. Leo mazishi ya leo, ingawa wanasiasa wanashutumiwa, leo tunazika kwa jamii ya kisiasa mar Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Donge josiasa nika. I want to take this opportunity to thank this family for the sacrifice they have made for us and for this nation. I want to particularly thank Min Piny. Min Piny, you are from Migori, and I've come here specifically to stand with you as a person from Migori who represents us here. I want to thank Dr. Oburu Odinga as my party leader and clansman, so I also wear the hat of the clan of Sakwa, and just Sakwa Mamigori. Omioka biro ka, an benda biro dala, ne jo Sakwa duto mosuru ahinya. Koro nataka kusema tu machache ya kisiasa, kwa sababu tuko kwa harakati ya siasa. Tuko kwa harakati ya nini? Siasa inataka tushikane pamoja, tuungane pamoja, na tutembee pamoja. Na hii eneo, umoja wetu, nguvu yetu, na kila kitu yetu ni ODM. Hebu nione kwa mkono wana ODM wale wako hapa. Asante sana. Asante sana. Asante sana. Asante sana. Nasema hivyo kwa sababu nafahamu na natambua huyu mama ambayo tunamheshimu na tunamshirikisha leo kama mwana ODM. Ukweli ama sio ukweli? Kwa hivyo sisi kama wana ODM tuchukue hii nafasi, tutembee pamoja na tusiruhusu mtu yoyote awatutawanyike, awatutawanye. Uwinjo kikwa iye ng'ato mora mora mondo pogwa kaka ng'o. Mondo pogwa kaka ng'o. Kora dwa mana wacho matin tatieko. Analuongora gi ni Pindra nikech Pindra en aluru mathuon. Maka gik moko richo to chiwo warning ne moko ni gimo marach wuok e tiende ka. Aringo taneno tachich ni nitiere ng'at moro ma ok ohero riwruokwa ni. Un be uneno ng'ano? Nitiere ng'at moro ma ok orewo ang'o? Tadwa kwayo jo ODM duto kata oganda duto ni riwruogni ema nyalo terowa e dwar mwachop kuro kanyakla. Wan ei Migori County wan dhoudi mang'eny, to kendo wariwore mwabedo gimoro achiel, to kendo kama baba wanoweyo wano ema wantiere. Omiyo nyocha kotim yiero Kasipul, kotim yiero Pwani kocha, kotim yiero Ugenya ka, taneno ka riwruogno obwogo ng'ato. Akwayo ng'ano ni mondo hera riwruogno, nikech riwruok ang'o? Ni riwruok ang'o? Ni to kwasebede tekono, ji duto bro konyore, ma ok ng'at achiel kende ma konyore. Adwaro wacho katieko ni kama koro wantiere mwadhi e mbele ni, ber ka wago mbaka gi jomoko, ka wan kanyakla to jogo be ni kanye. Kiwuok ni dhi go mbaka gi ng'at machielo to in kendi tiyo tirep, mano be inyalo go mbaka malong'o. Ema kela wacho party leader ni tarik 15, tarik 16, tarik 17 Desemba ni Migori ema host the 5th edition mar Piny Luo. ka baba nyocho osebedo maonge mibedo party leader, ine patron mar piny Luo. Adieri kose ok adieri? Awinjo ka jodongo moko matin ochokore piny Homa Bay ni gin bende giwuok ni gidhi manyo gimoro ei Homa Bay kacha, to wan gi jodongo ma osechanowa, ma wasebedo gi ker marwa ma wagene piny Luo, ni to kapok watimo bura makamano, ni to jodongo moko bende ochokore ni giwacho wach machielo. Giketho oganda ni kose ok gikethi? Emomiyo ang'e ni in gi lit, to kata in gi lit kamano in go teku. Akwayi ni ng'ata ng'ata ma oro jodongo go nochokre ni pogo joluo, mondo joluo kik gidhi e pinygi koriworegi. Kang' iwuoyo gi jomoko ka, kang' igo kodgi kacha, kegi okethre kose kik kethre? Donge wang'i duto wang'eyo ni kerwa en ng'a? Ung'eyo kerwa en ng'a? En ng'a? Awinjo ni moro bochokore kamoro ni dwa bedo ker. Duyie gi wachno. Emomiyo akwayo ni wan kaka oganda wariwre, to jogo ma dhogi ondwatore kata gin jodongo mohero kado, hore uru, weuru hero kado ahinya, riuru mondo uung ker Odungi Randa obed kerwa, mondo ka wadhi e piny Luo mar 5 mitimo Migori County, to waduto wadhi ka wariwore. Ber kose ok ber? Kao kamano, mane ote ma ago Migori urwako. Erokamano.
Sasa kwa heshima naomba nimwalike kiongozi wa chama cha DAPK, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa. Karibu sana.
Thank you. Nyasaye ber, seche duto. Erokamano. Familia ya Jaramogi ikiongozwa na our big brother Senator Dr. Oburu Oginga, Mama Aida na waombolezaji wote ambao wamefika. Tuko hapa kuleta rambirambi zetu kwa familia ya Odinga. Kwa familia ya Jaramogi ni juzi tumekuwa na pigo kubwa sana kupoteza the Doyen himself, the enigma, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Tulikuja hapa kuomboleza nanyi. Wakati tena tumesikia hata machozi yenu hayajakauka, tena umepata pigo lingine kupoteza Beryl, msichana wa Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Tukasema hatutawacha familia ya Odinga msimame peke yenu, na leo tumekuja hapa kama marafiki wa hii familia kusema poleni na pole sana. Familia ya Wamalwa na familia Odinga tumekuwa marafiki kwa muda mrefu. Wakati tulipata pigo tukapoteza hayati Wamalwa kijana, Raila Odinga aliongoza familia ya Jaramogi kuja kwetu hadi kule Kitale. Walikuja na ndume nyingi sana, wakatupanguza machozi. That was 2003 when we lost Mike. 2006 wakati tunasherehekea mwaka mpya, tukapata pigo lingine kupoteza ndugu yetu Majani Wamalwa. Nakumbuka ilikuwa tarehe 2, tukaongea na Mheshimiwa Raila akasema niko nyumbani na familia, we're celebrating the new year, but I'm coming to Kitale. Raila alitoka hapa Bondo akaja hadi Kitale kulia na sisi. When we lost Yvonne Nambia Wamalwa, Raila came again. Ndio sababu nilisema siwezi kaa kule na familia ya Jaramogi naomboleza nikose kufika hapa. Naleta salamu na rambirambi za familia yote. Poleni sana. Kwa niaba ya chama cha DAP Kenya, DAP tumekuwa partners wa ODM tukiwa kwenye Azimio. Tunaleta pia rambirambi kwa party leader wa ODM, my big brother Oburu Odinga. Tunasema pole, na tumekuja na rafiki mkubwa sana wa Raila Odinga, Mheshimiwa Daktari Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. We are here on behalf of the United Opposition of Kenya to stand with the Jaramogi family na kusema poleni sana kwa msiba huu. Vile vile, we wish you well, our big brother Oburu. Leading the biggest party in Kenya, ODM, there is a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. Sisi ujue ya kwamba kule ambako tuko as United Opposition, we are friends of ODM. We are friends of Baba. Ujue ya kwamba kule uko na marafiki wapya. Waswahili wanasema usiache mbachao kwa msala upitao. Know that if anything happens and you want to look back to where your friends are, you can count on Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, you can count on Wamalwa. Tuko pamoja. Nasema asanteni, poleni, na yale ambayo umeguzia juzi. We heard you speak about the NADCO report. 3 of us are here who are members of NADCO, Opiyo Wandayi, Kalonzo Musyoka and I. Kuna yale ambayo tulitaka kwa NADCO hayakukamilika. Cost of living, some of us did not sign the report. Lakini kuna yale baba alipigania sana. Haswa haki, justice for the victims. Vijana wetu wa Azimio waliouawa kwa maandamano ya Azimio ya 2023. Vijana wetu Gen Z waliouawa kwa maandamano ya 2024 finance bill. Over 200 youth, many of them from Nyanza, lost their lives, Nairobi na kwingineko. Tunakuunga mkono Mheshimiwa Oburu ukisema ya kwamba the NADCO report na haswa justice for the victims iweze kutendeka. Mahakama yametupilia mbali mambo ya ile kamati ya Profesa Makau Mutua. Na sisi tulisema na Kalonzo, let us follow the constitution and allow the institutions to work, including the Kenya National Human Rights Commission, to do justice for all victims waliouawa na polisi wa Kenya. We stand with you, tuko pamoja, nindigikwe nyakango.
Asante sana, Eugene. We appreciate your condolences. Now it is my privilege and honor to invite His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, Senior Counsel and Party Leader for the Wiper Party. Karibu.
Thank you. The family of Sister Beryl, fellow mourners, the church, watu wa Siaya, Wakenya wenzangu. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Nyachai Bear. And all the time, thank you. Jethuro Unti. Thank you. Nilifunza hayo na Mawadhe, mjumbe wa kule Mbakashi. Sasa kuna shida. Tumekuja hapa kwa sababu roho zetu zina uzito mkubwa kwamba siku tu 40 baada ya kumwaga ndugu yetu Raila Odinga, tuko hapa. Uzito huo unasikika sio tu na jamii hii ambayo inaongozwa na ndugu yetu mkubwa Senator Oburu, kiongozi vile vile wa ODM. Historia yangu na familia hii ilianza hata kabla ya kujuana na Raila, kwa sababu huyo dada amelala hapa, Beryl, alikuwa kwa darasa moja na mimi katika chuo kikuu cha Nairobi. Ingawaje niliona alizaliwa March na mimi kazaliwa December. We were correct age mates. Lakini tuliona kwamba style yake pale kwa law school ilionyesha kwamba kuna malezi mbora sana, kwa sababu ya kuonyesha kwamba yeye ni msichana wa Jaramogi. Hatukujua hiyo. Mimi tulimaliza hicho kipindi bila kujua Beryl is actually the daughter of the vice president. She was at ease with us. na pia imejulikana she loved dancing. My sister, Dr. Sally Kosgei, who is in this audience, was a dancing mate. We have heard that, even when they met later in Zimbabwe. Huyu dada alikuwa mshupavu. But you know, Senator Kajwang, was it you who challenged us? Where were we? Do you think the likes of Kalonzo had any chance when it came to having a date or something with the Vice President's daughter? At the end of it, after all, we have heard from our sister Ruth, when they were together, they also behaved like royalty. Kwa hivyo mimi had no chance and I never even tried. But we thank God that we were able to serve together. And this sister has served the African continent. Ukiangalia hata kulikuwa na picha akiwa na president wa Zimbabwe. Our sister went on to specialize in urban planning. And I know that Beryl's conviction was we should come up with cities that are world class. And never mind, some of our colleagues talk about making Kenya, Singapore, whatever. We have to begin with getting things right, to get the city of Kisumu, the city of Nairobi, city of Nakuru, city of Eldoret, the city of Mombasa, being planned in a manner that they will accommodate what Kibaki and us and Raila Odinga called Vision 2030. Kwa hivyo mambo haya dada yetu huyu amechanga pakubwa sana, amechangia uwezo hata kidemokrasia. Mimi ndio peke yangu ambaye sio wa familia nilikubaliwa nikaandika my condolences and reflecting on who Beryl Achieng Odinga was. Very quiet, very purposeful, very, very powerful in her thinking and in her demeanor. And I knew all the time, miaka hii yote ndugu yangu Raila na mimi tumeteseka na uongozi mbaya. Kumbukeni hiyo. Yote hiyo, including kuibiwa kura, tunakimbia kujificha huku vichakani South Africa, tukiamini kwamba ndugu yangu Raila atakuwa angalau rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Na mambo haya sitaki niyaongee leo kwa sababu tumeambiwa kwamba tuangazie haswa kitendo ambacho kimetuletea hapa. Lakini hivi karibuni mimi nitazungumza juu ya Kalonzo na Raila Odinga. Nitazungumza ili kwamba niongee initoke. Si namna hiyo? Nitaiongea initoke. Kwa sababu mimi sitavumilia nione jamii ambayo imedhulumiwa miaka yote. And I was thinking myself, through the efforts of my brother Raila Odinga, we were going to get justice for every community. Kumbukeni, I say, the era of political assassination. Hapa imekuwa hapa kwamba our sister was actually working with us after the killing of J.M. Kariuki. And I remember George Opio was with us in the university. And he was saying, Kenyans, you and me, we have to rise up and do something. Our brother Jim Orengo was our hero. He had actually moved on to the Kenya School of Law. And we held as university students, the government of the time, we held them to account. So, ndugu yangu Raila akilala, anajua kwamba amewacha ndugu zake ambao watakubali Kenya iingie katika siasa za shutuma na uharibifu na kutokuwa na hali ya demokrasia. Huyu ndugu huyu George Opio Wandai, tulikuwa na yeye katika NADCO. Our brother Eugene, I think had your reason not to sign. I was just talking to Wandai. He didn't sign the final report of NADCO. But one of the things we said, kwamba wale watoto waliuawa in 2023, over 73 of them. Wengine tuliwazika hapa Siaya, wengine upande wa Machakos na kwingineko. Hata kabla ya agency in 2024, ni lazima watoto hawa walipwe ridhaa. And you know, Mheshimiwa Wandai, my cabinet friend, you know that I'm waiting to see justice done. Because Raila na mimi karibu tuwawe na Martha Karua in 2023. And our people died. So we cannot, and I knew that was in the DNA of our sister, Beryl. So tusije tukakumbatia vitu ambavyo vitakuja kudhulumu the values. I think is one of the family members who spoke of the values of the Odinga family, the values of the party ODM and the Wiper Patriotic Front. As we speak here, Kajwang, the reason you are who we are in the Senate, and you have Senator Wambua as, I think, deputy to Mazaya. And then we have Mheshimiwa Mbui being deputy to Janet. Janet used to be the whip. Because we are living the spirit of the values that this opposition movement meant to correct the governance structure of this country. Our brother, Daktari Oburu, you know, the other day I claimed that I have a little authority over your spiritual organization, that I'm a bit of your godfather. Because when you are celebrating your birthday, I came here and we spoke openly. My brother Raila spoke openly. And recently when I came to mourn with our sister, Mama Ida, we spoke openly. Sasa Kenya haiwezi kuwa nchi nyingine. Ni lazima tujizoeze kwamba our brother Raila, our sister here, stood for open governance and true democracy and the tribalized country. How I wish, and Kajang, you really you moved my heart when you said you had hoped that in the years past would have come here to celebrate differently. What a celebration to have seen Raila Odinga being sworn in as the President of the Republic of Kenya. But what happened? Wenzangu, nikamilishe. What happened? Tutaulizana maswali haya. I said myself, General Ogola was taken out, a member of this community. I still stand by that statement. We are going to have to interrogate every circumstance so that as men and women, brothers and sisters in Luo Nyanza, in every part of the country, we will be led by the Raila vision. Never betray what our brother Raila stood for. And therefore that is my mission to you, Ndugu. As you do your broad-based arrangements, we have no problem. Raila left you at that. But also Raila said, up to 2027, fine. Up to that time, tutaongea hayo mengine Kajwang. And I will tell you, because 15 years with brother Raila Odinga was not just a joke. It was a very deep relationship. A relationship anchored on the democratic values of our country and the future we wanted to bequeath to our young citizens, including our agencies. Therefore, sio jambo la msaha. Tuone kamba tunaweza tu hivi to rearrange namna hii bila kuulizana, wewe uliua watu wangapi? Knock out nani? Kwa nini ukaumiza jamii? And I will be there for you, my brother and this family. Allow me to pronounce that the ministry of presence. I didn't know how to mourn my brother Raila. I had to come. And now my sister Beryl. I hope you don't mind us keep on coming. Our sister Ida will keep on coming because we feel we are part of this family. The values that hold us together are so deep that they cannot be wished away. They cannot be negotiated away. They are important. May the good Lord rest the soul of our sister Beryl in eternal peace. Erokamano enya.
Asante sana Stephen kwa hayo ambao umesema. Sasa niombe ruhusa nimwalike mwenyekiti wa chama cha ODM Gladys Wanga Nyasoni.
Thank you. Asante sana. Asanteni sana. To the church, the Anglican Church, who are conducting this service today, the head of the Jaramogi family, and my party leader, Dr. Oburu Oginga, Her Excellency, Canon, Dr. Ida Betty Odinga, my mom and my mentor, the entire Jaramogi family, the party leadership of ODM, His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, a leader of the Wiper Democratic Front, fellow leaders and fellow mourners, God is good, and all the time. Leo nimekuja hapa kwa niaba yangu na kwa niaba ya familia yangu na kwa niaba ya kaunti nzima ya Homa Bay na kwa niaba ya chama kikubwa zaidi South of Sahara and North of River Limpopo, chama cha ODM. Kama mwenyekiti wa kitaifa kuleta pole zangu kwa familia ya Jaramogi. Tunayemsindikisha hapa leo is a woman of many fasts and a strong leader in her own right. As was said here earlier, she was the first black town clerk, not in her own land, but in a far land of Zimbabwe. It is no mean feat. The positions that she held in Zimbabwe and back in Kenya, no mean feat. She truly demonstrated that women can lead, and women can do, and women can make it. And I would like to say this. When we were here at the 80th birthday celebration of Dr. Oburu Oginga, that is when she came out. Baba called her and said, Beryl is very quiet, but let her speak. And she spoke, and that time you were here, Bwana Kalonzo, Your Excellency. And she spoke to her own career as a lawyer. And I saw that the other day, a list was issued of senior counsels. And because of her achievement, I wondered, for a woman who achieved so much, wasn't it possible for her to also be conferred that title of senior counsel for the titles that she had and the fasts that she hit? And even now, it's not too late. She could even be conferred posthumously the title of senior counsel. She carried power with immense humility, and today we celebrate her. There are many people here from the party, and I'd like to recognize them. ODM is a national party, ni chama cha kitaifa, na tuko na watu wametoka kila mahali. Tuko na Dickson Manyara, chairman wetu wa kaunti ya Nyandarua. Mahali popote ambapo uko, tafadhali uamke, utambulike. Tuko na Paul Akeo, chairman wa Kisumu County. Tuko na Ann, chairman wetu wa Kericho County, ako hapa. Tuko na Zebedi, chairman wetu wa Vihiga County. Tuko na Jojo Kanda, chairman wetu wa hapa Siaya. Tuko na Jojo Mwera Aladwa, chairman wetu wa Nairobi County. Hao ni wenyekiti wa chama, na ninawatambue officials wetu wa chama kutoka katika grassroots. Our officials from polling centers to wards to constituencies to counties. Tafadhali msimame tu, mpunge mkono hewani tafadhali. Asanteni sana. Officials wa chama, nimeona Ogeto, nimeona our budget chair pale, Odalo, nimeona our speaker of Nairobi, Keta pia ako pale, huyo ni official wa chama. Tuko na wengi sana ambao ni officials wa chama. Na mimi niseme nikimalizia, kwa sababu leo si siku ya siasa, ni siku ya kuomboleza. baba yetu Raila Amolo Odinga, ile ambayo alituachia kama hii nchi, alituachia umoja wa kitaifa, alituachia chama chetu hii cha ODM ambayo haina ubaguzi, imetoka kutoka huko Vanga Kwale mpaka Todonyang huko Turkana, kutoka Tana River mpaka tufike Nyatike Wothorumo. Na mimi himizo langu, sisi kama wanachama wa ODM, ile shukrani kubwa ambayo tunaweza mpea baba ni kushikilia chama. Na chama si officials wa juu. Chama ni watu wa mashinani. Chama ni mashinani kule chini zaidi. Tushikilie chama mashinani na si hapa juu. Viongozi wetu wote tumpigie baba asante kwa kushikilia chama na si hapa juu mashinani. Na mimi niko na hakika ikifika mwaka wa 27 sisi kama chama tutaendelea kuwa chama kikubwa zaidi South of Sahara and North of River Limpopo, kwa kushikana kwa viongozi wetu chini wa uongozi wa party leader wetu. Jothurwa Jakom nowe wagigik mokariyo kako ganda. Owe wagiriuro kwa kako ganda. Kikpo ni watu giriuro kwa kako ganda. Wan gi ker iluonge ni Ker Odungiranda. Mano e ker mar oganda. Mane ma wan bang'e, mane maluwaluo bang'e. No wewa gi chama mar ODM. Ji mang'eny ne paro wacho ni chama ni ka jakom koro onge ni chama koro orumo. Adwa ng'iso ni yiero manye watimo sani ni, ni uneno ka chama oyudo kombe Magarini, oyudo kombe Ugunja ka, oyudo kombe Kasipul, oyudo kombe kamora more Kenya. Tiende ni chama otegno, chama tek, chama dwaro mana riwruok marwa kaka oganda. Mane wach manan go nikech kawuono odiochieng' mar siasa. Wabeduru kwa riwore, wabeduru kwa makore, kendo kik wayie gimoro amora manyalo pogowa kaka oganda. Nyasaye mad gwedhu, Nyasaye mad ritu, Nyasaye mad umu. Min piny kawako Beryl, isema kwa lwetwa kaka jotelo mamine, kendo ine misemiyo wabedo dhano. Wagoni erokamano maduong'. Kik iol, med makowa, med mako mine gi te nikech wan te kaka jotelo mamine ine misema ko badwa kwa wuotho. Ago erokamano maduong' kuom thuolo mwayudo masani mondo wabi wakow Beryl. An gi ote mar mos mar apology mar Mheshimiwa Rosa Buyu, no dhi e tich mar bunge, ok nonyal chopo kawuono. Nyasaye ogwedhu, Nyasaye oritu, kendo Nyasaye oumu ndalo te.
I'm hoping that the church, the Catholic Church, we are so grateful for your patience, and we respect you. Sasa kwa nafasi inayofuata, wacha nimwalike Deputy Party Leader wa chama cha ODM na pia ni gavana wa Mombasa, Abdulsamad Nasser. Karibu, karibu, karibu.
Haya, mimi kwa niaba yangu, niaba ya familia, niaba ya watu wa Mombasa, kuweza kuchukua fursa kwanza kupea salamu za pole na rambirambi kwa kila mmoja ambaye kwamba huu msiba unamhusu. Tumefika hapa, niko na salamu za baadhi ya viongozi ambao hawakuweza kufika. Niko na salamu kutoka kwa ndugu Waziri Hassan Ali Joho ambaye kwamba yuko nje. Salamu za Mheshimiwa Mishi, Mheshimiwa Omar Mwinyi na Machele, na pia vile vile Mheshimiwa Zamzam ambao wako katika safari. Wabunge wengi wako nje, tungelikuwa tuko na wao. Ile safari tumekuja nayo kwa familia ili waweze kujua. Tumekuja na Mheshimiwa Bezimba, Mheshimiwa Badi, tumekuja na Council of Elder chair wetu Obara Kings, tumekuja na mama Ndege ambaye kwamba ni mama nilipatiwa na baba mkononi na ni advisor wetu na yuko katika council, Luo Council as well. Na pia nimekuja na Mheshimiwa Saido ambaye kwamba ni mtarajiwa wetu katika eneo la Nyali. Tumekuja na wale ambao kwamba ni County Coordinating Committee ya chama ODM. Tuko na Hamza, youth leader, tuko na Geoffrey, pia vile vile ambaye yes, he is the Secretary General of the party. Sasa mimi nitakuwa ni mfupi wa maneno. Kwanza nilikuwa nifike hapa pale mapema zaidi. Mama, niko na shida moja, nikiongea Kiswahili naambiwa ya kuwa Kiswahili yangu inachenga watu kidogo hapa. Sasa sijui niongee Kiingereza ama Kijaluo. Mama, I was meant to have come earlier here. The reason why I was unable to come back after Baba's burial, we had been given 2 assignments that I had to fulfill. The first assignment was to complete the ODM at 20 celebrations, which ended up being equally Baba at 80 in Mombasa. Na nipeane congratulations kwa wote waliofika. And then to the family, one of the other reasons hatukuweza kufika mapema, tulipatiwa assignment ya kuhakikisha hizi by elections tumezishinda. And I am glad I gave a promise wakati tunazika baba, and we have delivered that promise. Magarini ni ODM, Kasipul ni ODM, Ugunja ni ODM. Mimi najua, I know there are many who wish for us to be able to scatter and die. Ni wengi wanatamani sana 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 ati ya kwa hii chama iweze kusambaratika. The party of ODM is not an individual. The party of ODM was built by Raila Amolo Odinga to be an institution. You can try and steal an individual, you can try and kill an individual, you can try and suppress an individual, but you can never ever be able to try and suppress and kill a whole institution called ODM. Nataka kuambia wanachama na wana wa ODM, I want to state this very clearly. Our value is in our unity. Our value is in our strength. Our value is the fact that we are democratic enough to speak with each other, but not necessarily at each other. The value of ODM and the strength of ODM can only be appreciated if we remain who we are today. Chama ya ODM will not, and under the able leadership of Daktari Oburu Odinga, we are sailing our way to 2027. I want to comment on 2 issues that were mentioned here. Mambo mawili. Nilimsikia ndugu Omalo amesema ya kuwa ODM is the largest party. I was hoping he will also say that I want to join the largest party to kuambia karibu ODM, but we appreciate, as democratic as we are, we appreciate every other voice that will be there. And I acknowledge the comments and the sentiments of a gentleman who even came and campaigned for me in Mombasa, Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, where he said that Baba left us in broad-based, and what is going to happen after 2027 is something that we will be able to discuss. I want to give a history for those who have been in this journey. There was once upon a time when there was a conversation of CORD. Then the conversation came of NAC, then NASA, then NAC and Azimio. And in all those conversations, the genesis and the fact remains, any political party is formed not to stay in the opposition. Raila Amolo Odinga was not born to necessarily say that he has to be in the opposition. He carved a way out for us to be able to lead. In his own words, I might not get there with you, but when you say united, you will be able to get there. And I won't mince my words when I say this. Come 2027, two things will happen. We will not be in the opposition anymore. Tear gas was not born for the people of ODM alone. We will stay with the principles of what we were taught by, that put the country first before anything else. Avoid those who will be able to speak on languages of dividing this country on tribal lines, on regional basis. The strength of a person depends on his character and not necessarily the mother tongue in which he is able to speak in. If I start talking about the virtues of what I was taught and every other person was taught by the Academy of ODM, we know where we're going. And come 2027, two things are there. We are either going to be in government or we are going to be forming government or we are going to be part of government, and it is nothing new. Hakuna kitu ambacho kwamba ni mpya hapo. Mambo ni mawili. Ikifika mwaka 2027, my intention is to be able to deliver on the lessons that I have been able to learn from my party leader, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, and from the academy called ODM. I want to be able to implement what I was taught on the art of leadership and not the art of being in the opposition. I want to be able to deliver the people of Mombasa the same way Orengo wishes to be able to deliver the people of Siaya, the same way Gladys wishes to be able to deliver the people of Homa Bay. Two things will be able to happen. We are either going to be forming government or we are going to be able to be part of government. And the journey that we will be able to work with is like-minded people. We will remember those who are with us. We will remember. And in the words of a son of a soil of right here, Kajwang, loyalty. Should I be able to continue? Fidelity, not to an individual, but to the party ODM. Kwa hayo mengi, mimi kuchukua fursa, Mama, once again, my apologies, I was unable to come back to Bondo, but I had been given an assignment by Baba, and I am glad and honored to say that I delivered on that assignment. And we are and we will continue staying together with the family of Odinga and with the people of ODM in general. Asanteni sana na Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki.
Koro Yenauru, with humility and privilege to call upon Min Pen, Dr. Ida Betty Odinga.
Wow. Wow, thank you. Come on. God is good. And all the time. Doge Nyasaye ber. Tusechete. Erokamano. Now, let me start by introducing the two ladies with me here. Vane. Wachak Gibankon on the left. Huh? On the left is called Yvonne Odinga. Yvonne is Junior's wife. You want to say something? Okay. Oh, I don't know. On the right is maybe no, you need no introduction. On the right is our last born, Winnie Imgard Odinga. You want to say something? Now, oh, whoa. Okay. Then I'll talk after her. Okay, Winnie. By consensus. You want to say that? No, just talk.
Okay. Nyasaye ber. Seche duto. Okay. Welcome. Today please, those things scare me, son. Today I wanted to speak about my Auntie Beryl. I want to tell you two stories, very quick stories. The first time I met my Auntie Beryl, by the way, we're not speaking English because of whatever. We're speaking because she used to demand us to speak in English. And I think you heard my cousin speak, so you know it's not just me, it's all of us. We all speak like this. She came from Zimbabwe at night. I didn't know who this woman was. She picked me up and she said, you look just like me. And if you look in that front program, or if you look at the cheeks here, you'll see we look just alike. So I call her my twin. The last time I saw her was a week before we went to India. She came home to see Baba. And she was sitting in one sitting room, Baba was sitting in another sitting room. He was meeting some people. So when he finished, he told me to go call her. When I went to call her, she said she was not moving so well, if he could kindly come. So I went and asked him. And he said even him is feeling sick, he's not going, I go tell her to come. So I went back, and she said, no, tell him that he must come here. And I went back and forth like that. In the end, when I was taking her, he came halfway, and he took her, and where I thought they were fighting, he started laughing with her. So don't worry about the two of them now. Wherever they are laughing. In fact, Baba is saying, why did you make me wait here so long? You should have followed me faster. I know Baba wants to show people like some of the heroes from the past. Junior earlier spoke about our family here. And everybody knows our family goes till Wanga, 13 generations. But Baba and I studied it further to somebody called Jok the First in a place called Beryl Ghazal in South Sudan. You know the line of Wanga. Wanga had Nibinya. Nibinya had Matar. Matar had Ogola. Ogola had Wenwa. Wenwa had Omido. Omido had Wenwa. Wenwa, this other Wenwa had Rapodi. He had Raila. Raila had Odinga. And finally, you get Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. And you know the rest. Uwinja wachno. Nitejo maparo nini nikech pod watin wakia wach wang'eyo wach. Nyithindo gi ging'eyo wach. What we're looking for is space and direction. And when we're talking about unity, unity means you allow people, even those you don't like. So, Mom, I'm borrowing your time, but I want a friend of mine to just wave where he is, because he's part of us. That's my friend Babu Owino over there. Asanteni sana.
Okay, thank you so much. It's okay. Thank you so much. At least I've given them an opportunity to talk, and Winnie has said her bit. Winnie, as you know, is the last born, and of course the youngest in Raila's home. Now, I'll write on the protocol that is already established. I want to thank all of you for coming here. I want to thank the leaders that we see here. Now, when we come to a time like this, when we are mourning, everybody who came here came because they love us, and that is why they are here. Otherwise, I know there are some people who love us who are not here, but they send their condolences, and they're praying for us wherever they are. We thank them also. There's nobody who came here who we call an enemy. They are all friends, and very good friends. The other time when I was talking in Nairobi, I told you in politics there are no enemies. Don't be cheated that because so and so don't like this person, therefore I should not like him because he's an enemy. There are no enemies. Because those people you think are on the wrong side, check these leaders. Tomorrow you'll find them hugging and talking together. So if you hold them as enemies, you'll be lost. So thank you so much for that. Now to the church, thank you for being here. Thank you for conducting. I know you're going to conduct this service. We can't take you for granted. I know we have many friends whom I cannot mention. I know we have many relatives who I cannot mention them by name, but we are one thing, and thank you. Now, let me say something about my sister-in-law, Beryl. It is not easy to talk about Beryl. I first met Beryl when I was at the University of Nairobi. Beryl came in when I was doing my third year. She was a pretty girl. She was eloquent, full of life. Anything, everything goes for Beryl. But then, Beryl also happened to have been Raila's sister. By then, we were not married with Raila. And she was friendly to everybody and very generous. I'll tell you one thing that she did in her generosity. We were then living at the box, that is the women's halls of residence. And she used to come to my room to talk to me, and Beryl had a battalion of friends, so many that we could not keep pace. And one funny thing that Beryl did at that time, one time there was a wedding in town, famous wedding. I'll not tell you who, but it was a wedding. Yeah? And everybody had to go to that wedding. I also went to wedding, but as we were at the wedding, in the evening there was dancing. And she was a good dancer too, you've been told. And I saw somebody wearing a dress just like mine, exactly like mine. And I was wondering, this dress looks like mine. But I made this dress. Those times we used to stitch our own clothes sometimes. In the end, when we went back, I told her, Achieng, I saw somebody, and I think that was your friend, wearing a dress like mine. And she said, you know, she didn't have something nice to wear. So I went to your wardrobe, took your dress and gave her. And that's what she was wearing. She was so generous that, and so free with her friends. That was Beryl. Later on, as we continue to live together, Beryl was a loving person. I remember when I first had Fidel, Beryl would always come and hold the baby. And what she used to like to do is to smell Fidel's mouth and say, the mouth is smelling of milk. And I said, of course, that's what it takes. So that was Beryl. She loved all these children and generous. When she finally moved to Zimbabwe, every time Beryl came home, we knew there were a lot of goodies for the children in that home. So she was a wonderful person, a very loving person. To make the long story short, towards the end, when Beryl had come back from Zimbabwe and was working in town, and Beryl fell sick. I one time went to see her in hostel. She could not talk. She had all these gadgets. And I was very disappointed. And there I found Taurai and Ami. Those are the children. When I went back, I told Raila, don't go and see Beryl now. She's okay. Because I didn't want Raila to see Beryl in that condition. I knew it would kill him because they were very close. When Raila went to India, and of course you know what happened, he passed away there. I told the family once again, don't tell Beryl that Raila has passed on. I don't know whether they kept that promise. Each one of them, I don't know whether you kept that promise. Personally, I didn't want to go and see her because I knew I would not stand the pain. But somehow, somebody must have revealed the secret to her. And here we are today. We are sending Beryl to go and be with her maker. Soon after, we had just sent Raila. I had not had time I was still mourning Raila. Now, mourning Beryl. I think with the Odingas, I don't know, but you know how we feel. So when people are urging us to do certain things, please leave us alone, leave us for a little while, because what has just happened to us is very painful. I know the world must continue, and I know work must continue. In our family, the Odinga family, the head of the family is Dr. Beryl Odinga. Apart from the family, there's ODM, and the people of ODM have spoken. The people of ODM have spoken here. The party leader of ODM is Dr. Beryl Odinga. So those writing in the stories in the Facebook, party leader until is Dr. Beryl Odinga. And please, let us keep it like that. Let us keep it like that for the time being. To the many friends of the family, thank you very much for being here. Jodalawa, I'm very disappointed. Can I knock a young people go koko? Please, such a more combinatory rumors. The best thing that you young people can do, there's going to be elections in 2027. Make sure you have an identity card. If you don't have an identity card, go and register and have an identity card. Secondly, register as a voter. And that will make your work so easy. You'll not even run after anybody. If you have an identity card and a voting card, you simply go to the station and choose a leader that you want. Isn't it? There's no need of pushing and pulling when leaders are coming here to show us that they are popular. Leaders are popular. We know that. Don't make a lot of noise to show us that. Yeah, when you think, Terie urumos, wahero. But not only that, you are our future. So we want you to be people of good conduct, people who understand what's going on, and good people to lead us in the future. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all.
Erokamano ahinya min piny. An bende akwayo party leader gi jotendwa mag party gi family mar Oginga Odinga ne abeda awache matin kabisa. Awach koso ke awache. An mokwongo adwa wacho ni ang'era gi family ma Odinga kana somo mbira ng'ama no introduce a family ma Oginga nen gire agola mano wasomo go mano tera nyaka odgi kama ne gidake Kisumo chieng' nadhi kanyo tayudo kata Ramogi Achieng Odinga ndalo chane wan jo klas 6 tagola ne ber ahinya e gimiluongo ni pole vault to agola emomiyo nang'eyo Beryl konyisa jo odgi owetene nang'e gigi mabor to nonyisagi nyaka ka Jaramogi obiro Ambira ointroduce kuom wuon gi Jaramogi Oginga Odinga maromo gi Jaramogi e Kisumo. To koro Beryl aduogo ang'era go maber ka an University of Nairobi. Wachnu kae ji paro ne norengo nobedo malit kudho mana nyocha. Ndalo cham na lit kudho. Ndalo cham na lich. Maka wacho gimoro to Nairobi comes to a standstill. To Beryl Gimomi ananyalo loso kuome, nikech, like Alonso said, I can confidently say that Beryl was a quiet politician, but with very deep conviction. And I want to tell you that when I was forced to go to exile, and when I was in exile, I had many names. Kana di Uganda nilunga Nigenga, kana di Tanzania nilunga Mohammed Salim, kana di Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe niginying mo pogre, nilunga na Witness. So gimano tera Zimbabwe, madwa wacho mondo juwinj ma ler kae, gimano tera Zimbabwe, noyudo ka ochuka giri, omaki otwe Tanzania, to kot noseweyogi, to jo Tanzania nowacho ni ok nyal wegi, gidwar kuonde ma ginyalo dakie pinje moko, to ok Tanzania. Koro Tanzania, man nan kata gi passport ma Mohammed Salim, awuogo kadhi Zimbabwe, nadhi od osiepna moro mane tiyo in the airline business. Koro atemo yudo yo manigolo go chuka giri Tanzania, mondo gidhi pinje moko mopogre. Tema romo gi Beryl, ema romo gi Beryl in Harare. Ai bang'e kata nyamami ne obiro ne en Zimbabwe, ma nyamami be nyalo wacho kaka ne wan Zimbabwe. So I want to say something about the Odinga family. And I can say it other than the members of the family. Ananyalo wache with the deepest conviction. Joka Jaramogi Gi, they have continued to be an institution, to be a family that we look upon, because they had a vision of always fighting for the downtrodden, for the poor, for the oppressed. And that is the context in which I met Beryl, the progressive wing of the party. And she introduced me to Edgar Tekere, who was Secretary General of the ZANU-PF. She introduced me to the Minister for Interior, somebody called Oshekunze, and to the Minister for Justice, called Bwana Zobo. And I was looking for status in Zimbabwe. Minister Oshekunze told me, I can give you status in Zimbabwe, but only if you do me a paper. And the title of that paper is The Death of Ideology in Zimbabwe.
They were going through a critical phase in their national politics. And I wrote that paper. It even appeared in the major newspaper in Zimbabwe. And for that very paper that I wrote, I was able to get status in Zimbabwe.